What is good, you guys? It's your boy Randy Anderson here with another episode. Well, another news clip of Word on the Ave. Corey, Lauren, take it away.
All right, all
Turn my
right,
phone
all
down.
right. Ugh. Okay. All right, y'all. What's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing out there? Welcome. We back with the news. Word on the Ave. Uh, been you know, been hitting y'all with the news all week. You know what I'm saying? Hope y'all enjoying this segments. I'm gonna give y'all more of these. To the guys, we had some trolls down in the comment section. We need more of y'all. So thank you to those guys. The rest of y'all keep trolling on. Get down there and get down for your crown
Let's
down
see
there in
we
the
can get
comment
there.
section. But it's a good start down there. And yeah, we know if you we can definitely tell if you just from your initial comments if you're actually watching the video and whatnot. But yeah, so we'll continue to build and we'll update that, update those type of things as we go along. You know what I mean? But we see y'all, we know who y'all are out there. But anyway, so let's get into the nitty gritty. We're a little late on this one. We will be a little late on sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Working with our schedules. This happened a couple days ago. A couple days ago was Byron Allen. The Byron Allen case. If you've been paying attention to this page, I've been talking about this for the longest. We're trying to, get people aware of this type of thing. Uh, and I credit Antonio Moore Tone Talks for making me aware of this. So that's where the information begun with.
Shout out to Tone Talks.
The Tone Talks and Yvette Carnell at Breaking Brown. ADOS. But yeah, they put me on to this, and we're basically Byron Allen. He's fighting a very monumental case. I mean, the Civil Rights Act. That basically protect black people in the workplace and just within doing business in general. That's at stake. That's at stake right now. But we'll give you the details. So let's go ahead and pull up this article. We'll read the article, and then after that, we'll give you our angle, give you our take on it. So this article comes from the Philadelphia Sunday, philasun.com. Philasun.com. It's an op-ed. What's at stake for Byron Allen by Marita Coley, President and CEO of the Multicultural Media, Telecom, and Internet Council. The U.S. Supreme Court heard arguments Wednesday in a suit between Comcast and Byron Allen, a prominent African American. I hate that damn word. I heard that.
American African, man.
American African. Yeah.
I need you journalists to get it right.
Yeah, y'all gotta stop that shit.
What do you want to say? Just to say black?
But yeah, let's well, I think the right word. I think it's oxymoron or something. Yeah, it's oxymoron. That shit doesn't even make sense. And the prominent African American programming executive, what began as a fairly routine television carriage dispute, has turned into a risky gambit that may give the court's conservative majority an opportunity to roll back fundamental civil rights protections.
Mm-hmm.
The lawsuit arose out of Comcast's decision several years ago to not carry several Allen-owned television channels such as Pets TV, Recipe TV. Pets TV and Recipe TV. Sounds exciting.
Y'all hungry?
Pets TV and Recipe TV.
I mean,
that's not the knock Byron. Nah,
never mind.
Making jokes.
I mean, but people love their pets though. Think about it.
Comcast, get fuck out of here. Comcast has argued its rejection of Allen's channels was purely a business decision, reflecting on what it viewed as the channel's limited audience appeal. Hey, might have a point there with might have a point there with Pets and Recipe TV.
They got
Allen did.
don't they got the food network on there?
Yeah, we gonna get into that, man. We gonna get into that. That's why I'm being funny right now.
I'm just trying not to be as racist.
I'm being funny. Allen then promptly filed a $20 billion lawsuit against Comcast, alleging that the company's refusal to contract with Allen's company was racially motivated. And then in violation of Section 1981 of the Civil Rights Act of 1866. The district court judge, Terry Hatter, a well-respected African, a black judge, whatever, with a apparently strong record on civil rights. Black ain't really, black makes more sense, even though it's still some bullshit. But we gonna
that's all right. We gonna start auto correcting these, John.
Yeah, I'm gonna auto correct. Yeah, because I gotta put emphasis on that every time we run across that. A well-respected African American judge with an apparently strong record on civil rights dismissed the case 3 times, finding that Allen had not established a plausible argument that Comcast would have contracted with this company, but for Comcast would have contracted with this company, but for Allen's race. Allen appealed to the Ninth Circuit.
Remember that. I said, remember that, but for.
But for, Anderson in quotations, but for. Allen appealed to the Ninth Circuit, which remanded Judge Hatter's dismissal with a new guideline to the lower court that a plaintiff can state a viable claim under Section 1981 if discriminatory intent plays a role in a defendant's decision not to contract, regardless of whether race discrimination was a, quote, but for cause of that decision. Comcast petitioned the Supreme Court to review the Ninth Circuit's decision, and the Supreme Court agreed. Oral argument was heard on November 13th, 2019. So keep that in mind. Comcast brought that to the Supreme Court because,
they lost.
Byron Allen had lost on lower courts, but brought it to the Ninth Circuit.
No, they lost. They lost. They lost. Comcast.
No,
lost.
he had tried it at 3 other courts.
Right,
prior,
and he lost like 1 or 2 of them.
But he brought it to the Ninth Circuit, and they were able to. They found enough evidence. They found enough evidence to rule in his favor. So
let's be clear. The three times he went before, he didn't lose. They dismissed the case for lack of evidence. He didn't lose. It just got dismissed for lack of evidence.
Yeah. So, that one. Let me see. So I wanted to find something that actually got into just giving y'all what was going on with it. I want to give y'all something that's actually showing some of the arguments that are being presented in court, because they're being pretty mum on what's being said. We're not getting any real insight into, you know what I'm saying? Really? Any news coverage like the Trump impeachment hearing. Well, let's see.
All right, while you doing that real quick, I just want to first and foremost say that this what we say, this podcast and what we say is not for children.
It's not a podcast. Well, we're not a podcast. We are not a podcast. Nope.
Not for children, pretty much.
No, we're not a podcast. We're the information source.
We are eclectic.
The information with a cipher.
We gotta say that now.
I'm just being cautious because Facebook is owned with Facebook or YouTube. So I mean, tomato. Just being cautious.
Okay. For the to say it's not for children. Yeah. All right. So let's see. So some of the arguments. Justice Neil Gorsuch. Okay.
We need Ruth up in there though. Y'all know that, right?
You said
Huh?
who?
We need Ruth up in there, man. Y'all know who Ruth Gator?
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ruth.
Yeah, we need her. We
She's
need
taking.
her for this case. She's sick right now, but she will be there for the rest of the case. We
Yeah.
need her for this
She
because
taking
it is a well,
taking
it's
the
a
dirt
very
nap.
conservative Supreme Court right now. You know what I'm saying? With Kavanaugh being voted in here recently, it's a super duper conservative Supreme Court, and that is extremely important. So we need her to listen to this case because she's going to hopefully uh, understand the angle in which Byron Allen and his team are trying to present. Because what a lot of these Supreme Court justices are saying right now is that there's no way that you can get inside of the head of Comcast and Charter and know what they were thinking. That's what they're trying to say, is that you can't do that. But here's the thing. Again, we'll talk about that but for. So uh, the Civil Rights Act of 1866 doesn't have a but for clause in it. Uh, it basically says that black people have equal rights when it comes to uh, basically negotiation, bargaining agreements in this particular realm.
All it has to
Uh,
do is prove that it's the motivating factor. Motivating
yeah,
factor. But
yeah.
for
So,
but for makes
yeah,
it to where they trying to argue, they're trying to roll it back. Comcast makes it to where you have to be 100% positive, and
100%, and
that's
that's
impossible.
impossible.
That's
That's
impossible to prove.
impossible. Because that's what the argument is, and that's what we need people to understand as it relates to the potential repealing of the Civil Rights Act of 1866. Is if they are actually able to repeal that, then it could be 99% we did it because you were black, but 1% that we did it because your feet stink. And
Yeah.
that's all they need. That's all they need. We didn't like your haircut. Anything that's non-racially motivated, that you only need 1% shadow of a doubt that it was racially charged, and they can shut the whole thing down. So that's what people need to understand in this particular case. Is and also understand that Byron Allen didn't bring this to the Supreme Court. Charter and Comcast brought this to the Supreme Court. Byron Allen didn't. Byron Allen took it to the Ninth Circuit, and he won in a Ninth Circuit. And so Comcast was like, we're not gonna take a L. We want to take this, and we want it to be tried in front of the Supreme Court, this is big, man. This is big, a very very big case, uh, and Byron Allen understands that he may lose. He understands that he almost assumes that he will lose his case, but what he doesn't want is for that act to be repealed, because if that act is repealed, I mean, we go back to some turbulent times, man. I mean, if you think about what life was for American, well, at that point you call them African American. Uh, now I guess you call them American Africans. They were probably born on American soil. Uh, you know, what it was like before we were before we were free. Yeah, I guess technically we are free slaves, but before we were free by the Emancipation Proclamation, uh, it's not something that we want. That is not something that we want. Uh, so extremely important to understand. People just need to know this is going on. Like a lot of people don't even know this shit's going on. That's the big thing. Like Corey referenced before, uh, we you got multiple networks showing the impeachment trial. It's all over the airways, CNN, C-SPAN, you name it. They want to talk about the impeachment trial for Donald Trump, which, but they don't want to air anything like this. And this is another way for media to control the narrative. I mean, they'd rather show videos of us fighting. You know what I'm saying, all the time,
killing each other over his chicken sandwiches.
Yeah, they'd rather show that than us fighting for our rights. Televise that. You know what I'm saying? Televise that right there. Don't televise us, like you said, fighting over chicken sandwiches.
Yeah,
killing them.
Yeah, they're in the preliminary. I was trying to find a good story. I wanted to give something to where I could something that was where I could break it down and not really go in the long reading, but
it's way too preliminary. Like I would be really surprised if this wasn't still being listened to around this time next year. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's gonna go wide. They won't have a a lot of people think as I saw something. So a couple people were posting some posting that he won in a couple places, but those were old news stories. News stories. There's been no decision made in this. There probably won't be one until
1 to 2 years.
They estimated the springtime, but like Lauren said, it could go longer than that. But yeah, there's been they're basically trying to roll that back, and this will affect us. I've gone through this my damn self. You know what I'm saying?
Us as creators, especially.
Huh?
Us as creators, especially.
They're gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do that regardless. It's kind of a little different on the internet. They can find because you sign up. There's a lot of different things that you sign up for. So it's already nobody. That's really kind of that'll be tough. No, but nobody's really made a lawsuit or anything like that. As far as dealing with the internet and YouTube, and they've got their paper, man. They got their stuff going. Do you know one?
Huh?
Do you know one that's filed a lawsuit?
There's people that have filed lawsuits against certain what's the names, but those people came up missing a year later. So
came up missing.
Lawsuits against what?
What's their name?
I don't remember the name. All I know is it was on the Onion. I'll just say Onion. It was on the Onion website. No.
Onion is satire?
No. I'm not. I'm talking about the black web. That's what I was talking about. The dark web. The dark web. But yeah, that was that. So.
Okay.
He said the Onion.
I didn't because that's never mind. I'll tell y'all off air. I'm not going. Yeah. I'm not incriminating myself.
But it'll affect doing business dealings. You know what I'm saying? Various business dealings, whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to negotiate, things like that. But number one in the workplace, we see that all the time, and so man, they can give you any reason. Like I said, they can come up with any reason why they let you go, things like that. But sometimes you can put two and two together. You can document various things. Document various things that can show. You know what I'm saying? That there's some type of racial bias that's going on. But like I said, if they
repealed it,
they sit up there, they like, hey, we had you at and sometimes people do fuck up on the job. You were late this day, and we got a policy that says you you got to be gone and things like that. 9 times out of 10, what I'm saying, you're gonna lose that. You know what I'm saying, especially if you don't have nothing concrete, because you still even with what they have on the law books now, you still got to have it's still pretty hard to prove it anyway. But making it 100% is just, it makes it damn near impossible now, to where they can find anything. They can find any reason, man. They can make any type of revision or whatever. So yeah, that'll affect a lot of people within the workplace. Could potentially, you know what I'm saying? We can't quantify any number, anything, but I'm pretty sure that we'll have those different cases. It's already happening because 9 times out of 10, the person that's going through that doesn't have the representation and doesn't have the resources to even sue, make a lawsuit, you know what I'm saying, on that level. Because this is where it comes into when you're trying to, make a lawsuit and trying to recoup, you know what I'm saying, what's been lost, you know what I'm saying, or just, punish them for bad business, that's bad business practices. And that puts you at a disadvantage in life. So this is a very big case. What are you about to say, Lauren?
I'm gonna say the way that reads out, man, if you don't own property or own anything commercially, you're in trouble. If you don't own your own business or own any property, the repeal of this act will put you in peril, basically, especially as American African.
All right, so looking up Byron Allen and stuff like that today and everything else. Yeah, you know where I'm going. So the first thing that came up on Google was Byron Allen's wife. And Byron Allen's wife is a Caucasian woman, and
Anglo-Saxon.
There you go, Anglo-Saxon.
Nah, you said I know where you're going with this. Like I was.
No, not you.
I did not know you were going there.
Not you. I was talking. We were talking earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, yeah, but I've heard that. Yeah.
And so
the traction of them.
Yeah, and so people, as soon as they look this up, that's the first thing they see, and then they're like, "Oh, why is this black man married a white woman?" Da, 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 da. And then that whole conversation comes up, and it pushes back the real conversation that needs to be happening about what's going on with him versus Comcast. So I'll let you take that over, Lauren, because I know you had something on that.
It's a division creator is what that is, man. Because I just googled it just a second ago, and I've been looking up Byron Allen, a lot of Byron Allen stuff over the last month, and just over just today, after you said that, I typed in Byron Allen. First thing came up was Byron Allen's wife, and the fact, and I guarantee you that media is going to try to use the fact that she's black or that she's white, Anglo-Saxon, and that they're going to try to use that as an angle to create division in our community. You know it's going to happen because there's already very, very strong feelings about black men, basically interracial marriage and interracial relationships in general in the community. They're going to use this as a ploy, you know what I'm saying, to
divert the attention,
create division. Now, I'm not even gonna say divert attention, just create division.
Okay. Well, who's gonna use this as a ploy?
The opposition.
Nah, this is black folks doing this. Nah, this is black folks. They do this every single time. This is black folks doing this, and this is